Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, this is going to be called the Richie Report. I've come to the conclusion that the Richie Report just kind of rolls off my tongue the right way and it just sounds right. Today I'm going to be talking about the fact that everybody's a little bit gay. And I know this from multiple first-hand experiences. I mean, just the first experience I'll get started with, let's just jump right into this. When I was 17 and I had recently, voiced that I was having some thoughts and feelings about being into guys to my friends who were mostly girls at the time, I started just kind of experimenting with myself and just being more free and not caring as much about what my friends or others thought about me with just the types of music I was listening to and the way I was dressing and presenting myself to the world. So I remember my first crazy experience that I never thought would happen, and it involved my ex best friend's boyfriend at the time. And I was throwing a party, and it was actually a New Year's Eve party. So all of my friends that I invited were in relationships at the time, and they had their partners with them. And I was the only single one, which I'm totally used to. Even now, I'm still usually the only single one, or one of the only single people at an event or a party that I go to, which is cool. I'm still waiting for the right one. But I remember distinctly when we got to the ball drop at midnight, and all of my friends had somebody to kiss, and I didn't. And I was kind of just like, oh, like feeling bad for myself and just moping and voicing how I wish I had somebody to kiss and spend New Year's Eve with. Because I was just feeling kind of lonely. And right when I said that, my friend's boyfriend was like, oh, Richie, I'll give you a kiss. Come over here, buddy. And I'm like, really? And mind you guys, I was not particularly attracted to this guy. I never really looked at him in that way, but I was willing to, take up that opportunity and see what happened. And my friend, his girlfriend, was okay with it, and she was kind of like, just do it, just do it. I wasn't going to do it at first, but once I got her stamp of approval, if you will, I went over there and gave him a kiss. I mean, we actually made out for a good 5 to 10 seconds. And I was not expecting it to be like a hardcore makeout sesh, but it was. And I was feeling some kind of way after that, and I think he was too. And then my friend, his girlfriend, started feeling some kind of way, and I think she got kind of jealous because we were being more friendly to each other after that happened. And she kind of quit hanging out with me after that because she thought I was trying to steal her man, which I would never do. And he wasn't really my type either. But that was the first experience that happened where I just started, looking at people a little differently and just kind of not just assuming that people are what they say they are. I had another experience happen with another friend's boyfriend who would always get super he would just act gay. And I know some guys do that, when they're drinking or whatever, or hanging out and partying with friends, but he would always be so extra about it. Sometimes to the point where I would be getting annoyed and I'd be pushing him off of me. But that was another experience that made me kind of confused with myself because I was like, why are these guys just messing with me? Why are they teasing me like this? It felt like they were teasing me. I don't think they thought they were, but I would be left alone after everybody left in my thoughts, why can't I find somebody? So let's get into this crazy, crazy thing that happened in 2019 when I was 21. I talked about it a little bit in my last video, but there was a group chat that was created on Snapchat, and literally like 15 guys that I went to high school with, some of which I didn't talk to as much, and others I talked to a lot, and we were kind of buddies. But about 15 of them were in this group chat, and I was as well. And it was literally created out of nowhere. I think I was on the way to Vegas to celebrate my 21st birthday, and this group chat with like a crazy name was created, and all these people who I haven't talked to since high school started saying, you just like talking to me, saying things about me, and I was like really invested in it. And then all of a sudden, one guy attached like a screenshot, a couple screenshots actually, from an adult film that I had just gotten back from filming, and he made it into a meme. But it was just, I was fully exposed, the other guy was exposed, and I was just kind of like, how are you going to go online or the website or my Twitter, screenshot this picture, and then edit it while I'm literally getting like railed? It just it just confused me so much, and I'm smiling now, but I was really so confused, and I went with it because they weren't really, like I said in the last, they weren't talking down on it or making me feel like gross or guilty or anything. They were more so like cheering me on and encouraging me and being like, yeah, man, this is cool, this is awesome. Yeah, I don't remember any rude comments or anything like that. Everybody was just really curious about it and like, how do you do that, man? Or like, how does it work? And I even got compliments like, you look great, like, what's your workout routine? So that actually made me feel really confident and like secure in what I was doing. And it also was a great way to start out my 21st birthday celebration in Vegas, so I was thankful for that. But not a lot, but I would say five or six of them started messaging me privately on Snapchat and trying to make plans with me, like ask me when I'm coming back to Maryland, saying they want to hang out with me. And some of these guys I never hung out with before, so it was like, it was really, it really caught me by surprise. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. But yeah, 5 or 6 of them wanted to hang out when I got back to Maryland. And I didn't know at the time when I was going to go back to Maryland. And I didn't even end up going back until Christmas time. So by that time, things had changed, and I kind of forgot about them wanting to hang out with me. So we never really made any plans. But just the fact that, let me keep going because it gets even better. So one of the boys I had hung out with a lot growing up, and he is 3 or 4 years older than me. So he graduated before me, but I always hung out with older people and never got the slightest bit of an impression that he was into guys or curious or anything. He's just a farm boy, like country boy to the bone, and he just never gave me that impression. So he one night sent me a message, and he was like, hey, like, what are you up to? And he sent me a pic, a pic of his eggplant. And I was like, what am I like, do I need to be pinched right now? What's going on? And he's like, dude, send me a pic of your butt. Like, I want to see your butt. And I'm like, and we just end up trading pictures. And then, every couple nights he would message me and want pictures from me. And it got to the point where it started getting kind of like weird and annoying. Because he was another guy I wasn't really into, or I never really saw him that way. Like, I wanted him. But it just caught me by surprise. And he kept wanting me to make special trips and, come visit him in Maryland. And it was cool and everything. He was never, I was never rude to him or like, anything like that. I still have him on Snapchat. But that was boy number one. So, and then boy number two started doing the same thing a little bit after boy number one. And I'm looking at my notes again, by the way. And he asked me for a video, and before I could even think about it, he sends me a video of him. Mind you guys, I met this boy in Sunday school growing up. So, yes, I went to Sunday school growing up. I was raised Catholic, and we would have like a Bible study school until I think I got into high school. So I knew him really well in like a completely different way that my mind wouldn't allow me to think of him in that light. But yes, I saw him in all his glory, and we actually never really talked in high school. And that's another thing that's really tripping me up because, it's like a couple years after I graduate, these guys want to come clean and like see what I'm all about. It's like, where were you when I was in high school and depressed and like lonely and hanging around all these girls all the time? But that's just the way life goes, and I know that. So then let's get to boy number three. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I'm talking about the most interesting ones. So boy number three would joke around and flirt with me in the group chat, and he would ask me about like how big I am, or like how big I can take, or what's the biggest eggplant I've taken. You just stuff like that, kind of like perverted questions. But he was always kind of like a jokester, and we were chill, we were cool with each other, and I knew him. And he's another super country farm boy, like dirt bike riding, mud bogging, pickup truck driving type of guy. And he would, in the group chat, people would egg him on to like flirt with me, and I don't know why. But like he was like kind of singled out, and a bunch of the guys would be like, I can't stop smiling because I never would have thought any of this would have happened. But it's only because I was in the adult film industry and, very much on social media and promoting myself and trying to, get as many eyes to see my work as possible. But I never really thought this would happen out of that. Another thing boy number three would do is he would constantly talk about how big he is, like how big his eggplant is. And guys, when I say eggplant, I hope you know what I'm trying to insinuate. I just don't want this to be too raunchy of a video. But yeah, he would always like brag about it. And I asked him a couple times if I could see it, and he never did show me. But we still talk today. Like, he doesn't act as crazy as he did back couple years ago when the group chat was created, but it's just really interesting. So boy number four would message me privately, and me and this guy hung out a lot actually in middle school, and we were kind of like class clowns together. But once we got to high school, we kind of went our separate ways. But he started to compliment my stories that I would post on Snapchat, like selfies of me and stuff like that. He would just compliment and be like, looking good, man, or damn, nice body, just stuff like that. I didn't really think too much of it, just assumed that he was being a nice guy, and just complimenting me. But he would flirt with me a little bit too, and just stuff like that. I'm trying to think of one thing that he did. He was trying to get to know about broke straight boys, and if the guys were really straight, and like trying to say that they weren't straight, and this, that, and that he might want to do that one day. And I was just giving him advice and just kind of talking about my experience. Okay, and then let's get to the most recent boy. The most recent boy I actually met at a college orientation, and it's very memorable. I remember the experience like the back of my hand. We went up to Prescott Pines, Arizona, and it was like a 3 or 4 day camp out type of thing where you just did a bunch of team building exercises and got to know who you were going to be going to college with and potentially graduating with. So he was actually going to a different campus than I was. He was going to the main campus, and I was going to one of the satellite campuses of ASU. And when I met him, I wasn't weird or like pushy or anything like that. We just kind of connected because we were both looking for someone to hang around, and we just didn't want to walk around alone. And we just kind of gravitated towards each other. Get some Red Bull. So I never went in depth or flirted with him in person, but I did get his Snapchat. Snapchat's like the common denominator on this. But I got his Snapchat and I told him like, hey man, I had a great week with you. It was really nice meeting you. Let's hang out sometime. And I was like, I'd love to get to know you more. And then he said, hey man, I'm straight, but yeah, if you're ever up in Tempe, let me know. So that's kind of where we left it at, but I would upload stories or pictures and he would comment and just, ask me like, oh, where is that? Or, oh, that looks awesome. Stuff like that. Never anything flirtatious, but he told me he was straight. I flirted with him a little bit, I guess, on Snapchat because he's a gym rat, so he would post a lot of, and he still does, he posts a lot of gym selfies, like showing off his muscles and stuff, and I'll just be like, looking good, dude, or how do you get your traps that big? Just like nice abs, stuff like that. So a couple nights ago, I was painting, and I get this Snapchat, and it's of a headless torso wearing only underwear with a hard eggplant saying, oh, I bought the wrong underwear. I'm like thinking it's not that guy. It's a different guy with the same name. And I look at it and I'm like, wow, that is that guy. And so I get flirty with him and I'm like, hey dude, show me. I'm like, can I see a little bit more? Like, I'll trade with you. And then he says, oh, not tonight. Nah, man. Whenever I get drunk again, I'll, we can compare sizes. I'm like, all right, whatever. So the next night, literally the next night, I'm guessing he got into that mindset and he's like, what are you up to? I was painting again. And he's like, let's compare pics or let's compare sizes. So he sends me his, and it's in like the most dark lighting ever. I could barely even make it out, but I saw it. And then I sent him mine, and it's fully lit, like angles perfect and everything. And he's like, that's fair. Nice, man, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, like I could barely see yours. And he's like, oh, my bad. But I wasn't really hung up over it. I was just assuming that he's curious and he just wanted to, experiment a little bit. But it made me feel like, wow, maybe I'm not crazy and maybe these guys, are into me in some ways just like I am too, like attracted to me. I'm not weird just because I'm attracted to a guy who says he's straight. Because a lot of these guys may feel the same way. They just don't have the courage to come out and say that because they're worried about judgment from other people or making things weird, anything like that. But what do you guys think about that? Like, do you guys have any similar stories like that, getting out of high school and thinking that, like, you're the only... Because I'm from a really small town as well, so I thought I'm the only gay guy, it's going to be a struggle probably trying to find somebody. And it wasn't until I moved out to Arizona where I started seeing a lot more gay people around and a lot more gay people that were comfortable with being themselves. So I just wanted to share this story with you guys because it's probably one of the highlights of being 21, because that group chat lasted for like almost 2 years. Like all of the guys stayed in the group chat. We would name it different things. They would change the name to like Richie's cave or like Richie's room, like stuff like that, and just try to play off the whole thing. I was always cool with it. I never took it personally or seriously or anything like that. I just played around with it. But what do you guys think about that? Because I never thought that would happen. I never thought these straight guys, multiple straight guys, would go onto like a gay adult film site and screenshot these pictures and edit them and like make them into memes, and they would put like stickers on my head of like crazy emoji faces and stuff like that, or like character heads, and like it was just weird stuff like that. So I'm always going to remember that. I'm sure more weird stuff is going to happen the older I get. But like I said, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, wait. I also wanted to let you guys know I had a great weekend. I went jet skiing. I'll attach a little video right here of where I was. It was such a beautiful day. Hey guys, I'm at the lake. Sorry for the noise. I went jet skiing today with some friends. It's a beautiful day out here, guys. Just wanted to share some footage with you. Look where I am. I'm filming with my GoPro right now, so it might not be the clearest picture, but what a beautiful day. Having a lot of fun. Going to a party tonight too. But yeah, I went jet skiing, got a lot of sun, which you guys can probably tell, like especially on my shoulders. I'm such a redhead, such a ginger. But yeah, it was a great weekend. I hope you guys had a great weekend too, and I'll see you on Thursday for the next video. Bye.